It's a big problem for Sony. I don't know how many people have got Sony MP3 players that aren't their cell phones, but they did actually have the technology way before Apple did. They didn't introduce it because they really felt that it was going to kill their Walkman business. They were really doing well and encouraged the piracy of music. So they
did both those things.
They kicked it out.
Yeah.
So you know the big lesson there is they were not their own worst nightmare. And just because you're successful in one innovation doesn't mean to say that you're going to be continuously successful. Many companies, they pay lip service to innovation, they get lucky once, and then they hang in there for dear life until until someone either takes them out or they might get lucky again.
Let's look at that Sony example. Because they were innovative, they created this little box that played cassette players. It was mobile, had ugly headphones with bright orange
roller skates, sweatbands, all that stuff.
All of that good stuff, tight shorts, which was maybe the downside of that particular innovation. But they forgot that they were actually in the business of innovation. You used the term now, being your own worst nightmare, which sounds a little bit adventurous for a lot of people.
I would challenge that, is innovation enough? People just put the word innovation in their taglines, their statement of intent, and all of a sudden I think they're going to be innovative. Innovation is absolutely, it's the kind of an economic mantra of the 21st century. The problem is that it's overtraded. People are now using the word innovation hoping that's just going to happen, on its own. R&D and investment in R&D is vitally important. Service innovation, vitally important. Product innovation, vitally important. But the problem is you can't just have one of those. You actually need to add in things like strategic innovation, process innovation. But that's just table stakes. Mm. If you're not doing that as a bare minimum, you're not going to be competitive at all.
Mike, I mean, you've thrown innovation into your job title, so it implies that you know one or two things about it. Where did Sony lose the plot on that particular point?
Well, I mean, it's a very interesting story because I think that the forerunner to that whole thing you can trace back to pirate radio stations, and it's a subject I know that you are particularly keen on.
I'm not necessarily a pirate, of course.
Of course, no.
We're only concerned about the legitimate commercial ones. Of course, Rhodes Music Radio circa 1989, broadcasting illegally, never. We'd never have done that.
Exactly. But what happened is that all of those radio stations had manufacturers like Sony, like Philips, who rode that wave. But what they lost was their ability to see the next wave of innovation coming. So when the head of R&D walked into the Sony boardroom and said, Eureka, I found it. It's the new wave. They all said there's no ways because it's going to kill our existing Sony Walkman business. And they were absolutely right. We have a saying in Deloitte that says you should eat yourself before somebody else eats you.